All right, my YouTube family and friends, it's Miss Bev again in the house, and I came home and had dinner and everything, and I was just watching the news a little bit, and then you know what? I started playing my music. You could hear it in the background, guys. Grace and mercy shall follow me, follow me, follow me. And I'm listening, and I thought about the holiday season, and I just wanted to share and the stresses that come with it. And I said, let me take a minute. This won't be a long video. If you to just talk to you about the stresses of the season, and to just give you a few tips that you know, for whatever they are worth. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, please do so. And those of you who have been faithfully here with me on my journey, thank you so much. Know that you're appreciated. I love and respect all of you and for what you have contributed to the channel. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your families, wherever they are. So we know that we rise by lifting each other up. And yes, lifting each other up, as I said, it comes in different shapes and forms. All of us do not need the same kind of lifting up. But as we get ready to deal with the holiday season, let me just ask you, please, to set some goals. Set some goals. Do not overspend. People who truly care about you or me will still care, gifts or no gifts, right? So we shouldn't go out there to overspend and think that if we get them a gift, they might like us better. No. If they don't care for you, they're just not going to care. So don't go and overspend to get that kind of feedback from anyone. The next thing, let us be realistic about our health and our limitations, right? Don't pretend to be more capable than you are. It's the holiday season. Yes, you want to get so much done. You want to change your curtains. You want to put up the lights. You want to do all these things. But be realistic. It comes a time when that we can't do it anymore. And if the kids don't come in and do it, it's okay. It is okay. Leave it alone. So be realistic also about what you can afford comfortably. Again, I like the word budget, right? From the Mayo Clinic Health Systems, they also listed 7 steps to push away stress, whether it's the holiday seasons or not. And they list them as 1, plan ahead. Whatever you're going to do, don't just get up hot, and hot and say, oh, I'm going to do this. And then you get a part where you realize it's not doable. Plan things out. Number 2, it says, learn to say no. That's one of my biggest problems. Somebody has a situation, they don't even ask. I jump in and I'm here, I am doing. Sometimes we need to step back and ignore some things, or sometimes just say no. Just say no. Oftentimes we do not know how to say no and put ourselves in debt for people who are unworthy of it. Because a lot of people are very nice until you're not able to do for them, and all of a sudden the true colors come out. So if it's a situation that you cannot, then just say no and leave it alone. A lot of times, again, people ask to borrow, right? I don't lend. If I have it, I just give it. I don't care how much it is. I don't lend, because one of the most hurtful things is you sacrifice and you lend, and then when it's time to pay, people are totally against you. It becomes an argument. It becomes of all sorts of things coming up. And so it creates unnecessary stress, right? Sometimes you needed that money to do something important and you went in, you had your bills to pay, you put it off so that somebody else could be all right. But once they're okay, they forget. And I always say, if people are in a position where they have to borrow it and they're not working, making enough, how are they going to repay? Their situations haven't changed. How are they going to repay you? So look out for those little things and know that you're only creating unnecessary stress because you don't know how to say no to people. Number 3, the clinic says, plan spending or your budget. Wherever it wears, people, let it tear. Do not go out there, you want everything that your eyes can see and you cannot afford it. Wherever it wears, let it tear. You have the children and they want this, they want that. Right now, cost of living is so high. Everything is so unrealistic out there now. And so don't sit there and think that you go out there with the same $1,000 you went with last year and it's going to do much. Not so. So let's be aware of those things, guys. Wherever it wears, let it tear right there. Then they also say, create a stress-free surrounding. Right? Take it easy. It's not everything we used to do in days gone by that was affordable and easy. It's not the same today. So make sure your surrounding is stress-free. Because at the end of the day, if your mental health is not good, then it's like no matter how much money you have, no matter, the amount of material things you have, it doesn't even make sense. Then they say that you should share your feelings. I'm good with that. I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm hurting. I'm not afraid to tell you, because the things that I struggle with might be things you're struggling with too. And my sharing with you can help you, give you some ideas that you might have not thought about. So don't be afraid to share. A lot of people, I remember even during COVID, there was a lot of people who during COVID, they didn't want people to know they got COVID. They make it seem like COVID was such an ugly thing, and oh my God, how dare me getting it. It has to be some kind of people who, I couldn't understand why people they were making it like a big deal if they got it. They were hiding it. They don't want anybody to know. But people, your situation can be a blessing for somebody else. So don't be afraid to say, I got it. Another thing it says, don't pretend. As I just said, don't pretend. There are things that you want people not to know. That's fine. Not everything you're going to put out there. But don't pretend. If you hurt, let people know you hurt. A lot of people, because they go to church, they feel like all of a sudden you shouldn't hurt, or you shouldn't say certain things, and you shouldn't express yourself. Oh, because it's so taboo, and it's such a bad... People, listen. You create a stress-free surrounding for yourself. Get rid of those who weigh down on you and judge you and make your life... diminish your life. Learn to laugh. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because you're laughing out loudly. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because you crack a joke and they feel like, oh, you're not religious. Don't let anybody take away your dignity. It's between you and your God. And if you want to laugh out loud, you laugh out as loudly as you want to laugh. Because the more you laugh, it's the more you're going to feel better. So don't get caught up with people around you who are always finding faults and putting down and evaluating you. Get rid of them. You don't need them. Be yourself. Be yourself. So we're all humans. Don't be ashamed to talk openly. Try to maintain healthy habits. One of the things, we're on a weight loss journey and we are continuing onward and upward day by day. It's not an easy trek, but we continue one single day at a time and 1 pound at a time. We don't need to lose 6 in a day or 5 in a day or even a whole pound in a day. Maybe we lost some ounces today and tomorrow again you didn't drink, put sugar in your tea and you lose another half a pound. Comes together, it makes 1 pound in 2 days. So what? Just continue. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep your mind pure. Keep your body moving as much as you can. I come home and my days, whatever it is, I teach children. So it's going to be some rough days and then some rougher days. But then there's some calming days, and so you appreciate them all. You come home, play your music. I'm playing my revival songs and I dance to them and I feel good, and it uplifts me, and I'm thankful for that. When it comes to the alcohol, I'm not being judgmental, but honestly, you know what the Bible said, that wine is a mocker, strong drinks are raging, and if you're deceived by it, it means you're not wise. Some of us are educated and we think we know everything, and we get into the liquor and we just drink ourselves into a stupor. People, this mind that the God of heaven has granted us, it's a good thing. And when you drink and you are not in a good place, when you can't even remember where you are, or you cannot even make good decisions, it's not a good thing. I think that's a sinful thing. It's not a good thing. If you have children around you, that makes it worse. Because you want to be here. You want to be present. You want to be focused. You don't want something to happen and then tomorrow you say, what, me? I don't remember that. You need to remember, people. So with the alcohol intake, that if you are stressed out and you add more alcohol to it, when the alcohol wears off, you're still stressed out. Love. So limit the alcohol intake. Don't let the alcohol become you. You can have so much good fun without the alcohol. So please, again, I remember when I did behavioral science, I want to put a damper on this, but when I was in college and I majored in behavioral science, and one of the classes we took had to deal with alcoholism. And we saw some videos, they showed us some videos of how alcohol burnt up people's liver. It burnt it so badly that when they cough, the lungs, the liver, the organs were so badly damaged that one guy, when he coughed, you could see the things from the liver coming out. And we were shocked because we're saying, and they say, yeah, when those things are burnt up, when the blood is not flowing through, when things are not going through, when oxygen is not penetrating the way it should, when things are not happening, it just sits down, it dies off. It burns up, has no use. And it becomes that you can you cough up and it comes up broken up and comes out. And you say people, they need dialysis and they this and this. Guys, please. I'm not saying I'm overweight, so I have no reason to cast any stones against anybody. But I'm still saying, one thing, I'm overweight, but my mind is still intact, So please, I'm asking you, as this season comes and all the stresses come tumbling down on us, please remember you can do well without the alcohol. You can do well without it. Just find a way to balance. Put a balance. Not everything the kids say they want, you can give it to them. You gather your kids, have good conversations. The bills are real. And after you spend and spend and spend, you don't want to be looking like, oh my God, we can pay this mortgage, we can pay that, we can pay that. You want to be able to say, okay guys, we have paid all the bills. Now we have $2,000 left to spend. Tell me what you really need. Not what you want, because everybody wants everything. What do you need? What if you should get one gift? What would it be? And teach them to settle. Teach them to understand. Teach them, because when you teach them when they get older, they will be really thankful to you for helping them to live within their means. So again, live within your means. Wherever it meager, make it break. Wherever it wears, make it tear gone. Because then you can live comfortable to see another day, stress-free. Stress-free. And you get up and you keep pushing, because it's okay. You don't owe anybody. You know, you don't have to worry about things, but you can go on and taking it one day at a time. Be satisfied with what you have. Because everybody's having a big meal, 6 different meats, doesn't mean you have to. Just make sure the kids' stomachs are full and you are full, and you sit and talk dumpy stories, and you sit and talk about olden days, and you sit and you have good family times. And when there is much, then yes, you do what you got to do. And people, I'm just saying to you, to avoid some of the stresses so that you can go on, hold up your head after this season, then please stay within your means. Be realistic. All right? Plan ahead. Plan the things that you want to get done. Learn to say no. Learn that word. Make it be part of your vocabulary. I love that tip, because I got to work on that one. Just learn to say no. Plan and budget your spending. It's a good thing. You know, sometimes I am really, you know, like that thing where I will know that the budget is this, and somebody say, oh, Beverly or Miss Bev or whatever, and I totally put the budget aside and say, all right, you know, I'm getting another paycheck, I can always put that in. But stick to your budget, people. Stick to it. Just stick to it. Wherever it meager, make it tear gone, but you stick to your budget, because at the end of the day, who are you going to call? Who will you call? You know, so you have to make sure that you maintain, because a lot of times what ends up happening, you do so much, and when you really call, nobody's there. There's no one there for you. You have no one. So understand what you need to do and do it. And if you can't, then you just can't, all right? So I just wanted to drop in to just give those few tips, guys. And remember, limit the drinking, moderate, be moderate. You don't need 4 drinks. You know, you're sitting at home by yourself. Read a book. You know, watch some videos or something and learn to laugh. But don't sit there just guzzling down drinks and then think because you're standing tomorrow that it's not damaging your insides. It does. It does. It does do damage. And remember this. Don't look over there and see people who become, you know, their life becomes a nightmare because of alcohol. And then you feel like you're above the law. It's not going to happen to me. What happens to man is going to happen to men. So some of us are looking like, oh, well, you know. But we become vulnerable. Because when you become addicted to these things, it sucks your life out of you. It creates all sorts of animosities and all sorts of family strife and trials. And you lose out because of the darn bottle. So don't let it become you. Don't let it be you. You're worth more. You know, you're worth more. So we go through the holidays. Whatever you have, enjoy it. What you don't have, make it stay. Make it stay right where it is. Don't put yourself in no trouble if you go get it. And don't sit and drink yourself into oblivion because you feel like, oh, I don't have. Be thankful for all things. Be thankful. The day will come when you're going to have more than enough. But you can't sit and drown your sorrows with alcohol because, again, you're only damaging those organs that you can't see. You can't see them to see the amount of damage that is being created there. You can't see it. It's not like a cut on your hand and you could see if it's healing or not. Let me add something to it, or let me take the bandage off and let it get air. That's not so. You're putting it in and it's burning all the way down. And it gets down and it has to be processed. The liver has to process it. The kidney has to process it. So just think of when you put all of that in there, how eventually it's going to wear down. So please, people, stop and think. So happy holidays again. And these are just a few tips from Miss Bev. You can be good, be careful, my people. Walk good, do good, live good, budget your money. Hang up your basket where your hand can take it down. Do not overdo, and then tomorrow you're crying. Remember, the holidays are just what they are, a break. And during this break, there are people working. The manufacturers are working. The retailers are working. All the stores are working. And they're trying to see how much of your money they can get. And once they get it, you cannot go back to them and say, well, I came and I spent 10,000, I need half of it back. Once you go out there and hand it over to them, it's gone. So if you don't know where you're going to get it back from, then don't do it. Chill. Clean up your place, enjoy the moment, and move on. It's just another day. It's just another day. All right, my people? So be good to yourselves. Love yourselves. Love yourselves, whether you're fat or you're skinny. Love yourselves. Put your music on and dance. Just dance, because you know what? It's good. So the music playing, guys, I have no claims to them. No copyright claims. It's not my music. But I want the DJ to know that I use his music in my exercise routines. So go out and buy his video, Roof Blocks. Get sending me. Guys, music is just the sweetest ever. It just lifts you and puts you in a good place. I don't care. It's for you, and it was for me. Jesus. It's good. It's good. It's uplifting. It's refreshing. You're home alone. Sometimes you have no one to talk to, but you play your music, you're gonna find that it takes you and puts you in a good place. Treat me good. So that's it, people. That's my music. Safe and sound. Coming from you, safe and sound, revival, fear no foe. May not fear no foe. All right, my people.